Yeah, come and take a look at the snow. Bright white as far as your eyesight goes. Come and take a look at the fields of snow. I'll just get my coat, then we're good to go. Come and take a look at the lake. Let's have a quick skate before it gets late. Come and take a look at the frozen lake. Put your clothes on, mate, don't make that mistake. Happy Christmas.
Greetings, holiday shoppers. There are now 39 shopping days left until Christmas, and I believe you know what that means. That means it's time for another episode of Christmas Creeps, your one-stop shop for holiday movies and TV shows all year round. My name is Joseph Wade. I'll be your host for this evening. Here with me tonight are my co-hosts, Johnny Five, the human robot.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, John, how's it going?
I don't even know how to answer that question anymore.
It's just whatever we put into your brain does not compute. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
syntax error.
404 file not found. Well, we'll get into that. We'll try and debug that. Put in a support ticket, and then finally, Mr. Bradford is here as well. Brad, what's going on?
Have you heard of the great forest of Burzee? Nurse used to sing of it when I was a child. She sang of the big tree trunks standing close together with their roots intertwining below the earth and their branches intertwining above it, of their rough coating of bark and queer gnarled limbs, of the bushy foliage that roofed the entire forest save where the sunbeams found a path through, which touched the ground in little spots, and to cast weird and curious shadows over the mosses.
All right, like I know Endwalker got delayed, but it only got delayed 2 weeks, so you got to finish eventually.
I didn't expect this sentence. Baum it just hit us with like a run-on sentence first from the drop here. So,
bro, I was just gonna let you go and see how long you made it, how far you made it.
Well, John cut me off about 3 words before the end, but it's all right. How's it going?
Howdy do, Brad. Gentle friends, welcome to holiday season 2021. It's finally here. We made it through another Home for the Horror Days intact, and it's time to barrel straight on through to Christmas Day. Is everybody ready for this?
I am ready for this.
But also,
put me in, coach.
Yeah, so welcome to holiday season 2021. This is the season when people start looking for Christmas podcasts. And even though we do this all year round, we realize that, not everybody comes to Christmas podcasts in June or August or whenever. Because
you're not a special type of psychopath like we are.
Yes, exactly. So once November hits, you start looking for Christmas podcasts, and guess what? We're here, and we've been here for a long time. So I figured before we start things off tonight, just a quick kind of introduction as to who we are and what we do here at Christmas Creeps. I think there's a misconception going around that we are like a horror movie podcast or something, which is not true.
You'd be forgiven for thinking about it, because we do horror movies not just during October, but they're also specifically Christmas horror movies, of which there are a lot.
Yes, and even though we do love Home for the Horror Days here, it's my favorite time of the year on this show. We do try to spread the wealth around as far as the kind of holiday nonsense that we cover on this show. So the idea of Christmas Creeps is more sort of in the general atmosphere of the holiday season moving throughout the calendar year. That's kind of what we're all about here, and how ridiculous and obnoxious that is. And we kind of lean into that as hard as we can. Second of all, a lot of people have their own definitions for what a Christmas movie is or should be. And we have a very particular definition of that on this show. Would anybody like to jump in?
Like somebody said in a Supreme Court case about pornography, I know it when I see it. No. I should have really sourced that quote. That would have sounded a lot cooler if I had actually known who said that. Basically, our criteria is very... How would you put it?
Fast and loose?
Yes, that's exactly how I would put it. Fast and loose. Essentially, if a film takes place during the Christmas tide season, it's fair game.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, we'll get into, heavier, more Christmas-centric films, as is tonight's film. There will be other times where the loosest of possible threads to Christmas is what ties us to a given movie. There are some real reaches around here.
I mean, I've seen like a couple of different outlets try and give like a definition of what a Christmas movie is, and there was one I'm gonna have to look it up and put it in the show notes, but one that had like two basic rules, and the rules were: one, it has to take place at some point on or around the holiday season, and two, it has to be primarily a film about family. And using those two very loose, very vague criteria, yes, Jurassic World is a Christmas movie. 100% yes. And yeah, we love that kind of vagary in our definitions of what Christmas movie is, because that it makes it more fun for us.
Yeah, I mean, what fits in that category then? Bad Santa, Die Hard, they all fit.
Well, yeah, and even as you narrow that sort of field down, Bad Santa and Die Hard still count. You know,
yeah.
You have to, like, okay, I know we've talked about Die Hard to death, and everybody has. You have to really go picking through the threads of Die Hard to make it not fit as a Christmas movie. And at that point, why are you even watching Die Hard? Like, why do you even care that much?
Yeah, it's a poor example to want to complain about, because I know like you said, we've talked about it to death. I know the episode where we ate those nasty pine tree chips.
Yeah.
Where we ate a part of a pine tree. We talked about it then too, because someone made a dire thread about it. But it's like, a movie like Die Hard goes out of its way to put Christmas shit in it. Way more so than any movie that's just like, even more so than the Shane Black nonsense, where it's just like, I like Christmas lights because they're pretty, or like Cobra, where it's just, we happen to be filming while there were Christmas decorations up.
Right, and there's so many movies out there like that they try to go for like the Die Hard aesthetic, because like they're chasing Die Hard. Like Reindeer Games is absolutely a Christmas movie, but only because they're trying so hard to be like the new Die Hard. Yeah. And you know, what we keep coming back to is like, yeah, of course it is. It is until we say it isn't, basically. And that's pretty much where I'm going to have to leave it, because if we could talk in circles about this, and we have much bigger fish to fry tonight, but suffice it to say, welcome to Christmas Creeps. We're the Christmas movie podcast that swears everything is a Christmas movie until we say it isn't. Trademark that. 2021 Christmas Creeps.
I mean, to even take it a little seriously, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to celebrate Christmas.
No.
Fuck it. Surf spaghetti on December 23rd, and that's your Christmas. What do I care?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch Surf Ninjas on Christmas Eve, that's your business. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to observe your own holiday. Hell, I like to watch Godzilla movies at Christmas, so like I can't judge anybody.
Yeah, Karen and I's like one constant Christmas tradition is sometime usually about December 27th, 28th, 29th, we realize, oh, we didn't actually watch Christmas Vacation this year, and then we watch it.
Hey, better late than never, right?
Exactly. Or we're early, either way.
Oh yeah, way too early. Well, that's kind of where we stand as a Christmas movie podcast, and hopefully you're okay with that. And if you are, welcome to the club, and come on in, because guess what? We got some real mad business to get to tonight. And you know what, folks? Crack it open if you got it.
Can check.
Oh. Well, I just cracked open one of my first holiday beers for the year. Holiday alcohols, I should say. And I'm so sorry to have to tell you this. I'm currently holding in my hand a Bud Light Seltzer Toasted Marshmallow.
Oh, that's the grossest one that you showed me, bud. How is it? Have you had a sip yet?
Honestly, it's not bad.
Like way too sweet though, right?
No, the sweetness, it's very light. The sweetness kind of like gets in there underneath the seltzer kick.
Okay.
It's like you get the sweetness on the back end, not so much right up front, which I kind of appreciate. Like too much and it's just vomit. But like it's not bad. It's drinkable.
There you have it. Drinkable. The highest commendation that one can give an adult
drinkable
beverage.
Vomit.
John, what are you working with?
I got this thing. It says Isbib Tiep.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I looked the wrong way. Diet Pepsi. I was looking upside down.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, because he's drinking it. I get it. That's clever. Bradford, what about you?
I have a 3-notched cashmere juicy IPA.
You've been burning through those lately, bud. I feel
Juicy IPAs?
Yeah, I feel like you had that one on the last show.
I don't believe I did, but maybe I did. It's hard to remember. I thought I had mostly M's last episode.
I remember you mentioning it before, and maybe it wasn't even on the show, so that one's on me.
You might be... No, it's fine. There
Well,
was a beer I had one time called Champagne Fur Coat Diamonds. Maybe that's what you're thinking of?
Could be. At any rate, how is it?
It's quite good. It's very juicy. You got some melon sort of flavor going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's treating me quite right.
That sounds great.
Thank you for asking.
And
yes.
I apologize for not asking. J5, how's that Diet Pepsi treating you?
I've had worse.
Ringing endorsement.
It's hard to go wrong with Diet Pepsi, I find, but then I'm a Diet Pepsi kind of guy. So maybe I'm not the one to ask. Hey, anyway, let's talk about an awful Christmas thing that we just watched. The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, a 1985 Rankin Bass animated feature. Well, animated special, rather. I think the last one that was animated using those weird puppet things that they did for so long.
Yes.
And also notably based on a book by Wizard of Oz author L. Frank Baum.
And you can tell because no, it makes a damn lick of sense.
Because it is, page for page, just absolute banana pants crazy.
And this time it's not a metaphor.
It's not a metaphor for anything. The long and short of it is, this is another story trying to explain the origins of the things that we do at Christmas in like weird, minute detail and as like ass backwards a fashion as you can possibly conjure in 49 minutes. Gentle friends. Okay, so the first question: had either of you seen this before?
No,
not at all.
I had not, and I will stop to say I think one of our fellow Christmas podcasters recommended this one to us. Off the top of my head, I can't recall who it was, but if you're out there listening, you know who you are.
You know what you've done to us. No.
Thank you, and also you did this to us. No, I'd never seen this before either, and frankly, I'm hoping I don't know. I'm of two minds of this, to be honest. On the one hand, I hope I never have to see it again. On the other hand, it's just crazy enough that I kind of want to know more.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm sort of two minds about this as well.
I mean, every time I watch one of these C and below tier Rankin Bass things, I just always have to wonder, it's like, why didn't you guys just save yourselves a little money and rerun Frosty?
Well, the Rankin Bass machine was in full swing at this point.
Yeah, this was like the mid 80s and they were not going to slow down.
Yeah.
And
you gotta make the next Frosty. You don't rest on your weird, gross-looking puppet laurels.
You go to war with the Frosty you have, not the Frosty. Wait, no, that's not right. Never mind. But yeah, like I said, I think this is one of the last like stop motion shorts that they did, and part of me kind of wishes that they had kept doing this because there's some kind of strangely like pleasing aesthetic to this that I can't get out of my brain.
There's a charm to it that can't really be replicated by another medium.
Charm is the best way to put it.
There's a really cool, you may have heard of it. There's a really cool animator on YouTube who actually has managed to capture like this stop motion puppetry using a computer animation.
Yeah.
Have I shown you guys this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll send it to you afterwards. His name is Worthy Kids.
Okay.
And I guess to use to beat that old horse, we'll put it in the show notes because I think it is absolutely something worth highlighting because it's remarkable what he achieves with a computer. Anyways.
Yeah, and we'll tweet that out too so people can watch it and check it out. The note that I took was that like it's so like ramshackle and weird, and it constantly seems like it's on the edge of collapsing. It makes it like compelling. Like, how long can they keep this up?
I mean, from both a visual standpoint and a narrative standpoint, it's like, you're really going with this? We're really doing this?
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating in its own way.
Here's a question I want to ask both of you if I can.
Yes.
Thundercats, your opinion?
None.
Yeah.
Null value found. I don't think I don't. It was before my time a little bit for one
For
thing.
some fucking reason, basically all of the voice actors in the show who aren't the kid from GamePro are all from Thundercats, and part of it was I fucking hate Thundercats so goddamn much.
Why?
It is just everything about Thundercats is just like, it's what I remember about why 80s cartoons always piss me off. And really it's Bob McFadden is what it is, to be honest.
Why?
And when you have like the second highest character voiced by fucking Snarf, I just want to kill myself and
He was the
and I'll just
elf.
end the sentence there.
He was the main elf, right?
Yeah, he was the stupid fucking main elf who just was like, look at me, my gimmick is I'm going to say the same word in a bunch of different languages, but they happen to always just be Italian and Spanish and French and German, and then I make
Where are we
bird
going,
noises as
Thunder?
well.
Oh, snarf. Hey, I want to ask a question about Tingler real quick. This is definitely
Tingler.
this is definitely where they got the inspiration for Tingle from The Legend of Zelda, right?
I mean, it's entirely possible because this did come out being a Rankin Bass production. It was made in Japan, and it did get a localized release in Japan. So it was very much, a thing over there as well. So
Yeah,
it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that Tingle was inspired by this film.
Yeah,
You might be onto something.
I have no idea what, if any, actual connection there is between these two. But seriously, it's like, you look at the cast listed here. You have Santa Claus as Earl Hammond, who is Mumra.
Yeah.
You have Earl Heyman is King Agua, who is Panthro. You have Larry Kinney, who is one of the characters, Commander of the Wind Demon, I guess.
You know what? You want to know what it was?
Is Lion-O.
You
And
want
then
to know
Shitara
exactly.
and Snarf. Yeah, and then fucking Tigra. It's all the fucking, they're all Thundercats.
So it was probably whoever was in casting, cast one in person, and was like, "Oh, you work on the show Thundercats. Just ask all your buds. Do they want a part? Okay, cool."
So like, you got like just like a Groupon for Thundercats.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they were all in the studio recording for Thundercats, and somebody said, "Hey, do you want to make an extra $50 today?" That's probably
Yes,
it.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that's exactly what happened. It
And then-
wouldn't surprise me if it occurred at the same recording studio as Thundercats.
And then meanwhile, you got voicing the young Santa Claus, you got J.D. Roth, the guy from Masters of the Maze himself. Boy, God, that's a deep cut I hadn't thought about in years. Masters of the Maze.
I know him from fucking GamePro and Funhouse.
Yeah, I remember Funhouse, but like he was one of those like kids game show hosts in the early 90s. Like, man, I just wanted to party with J.D. Roth.
Donnie Jeff could kick his ass.
Probably.
Still could.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Man, did either of you guys remember Masters of the Maze?
No recollection.
It was like,
I know that British Crystal Maze thing, or was that just a metaphor for like drugs?
probably. No, Masters of the Maze was like this weird like precursor to Legends of the Hidden Temple, but it was this weird like I want to say it had like some kind of Japanese influence, like sci-fi mirror maze challenge that kids had to do, and there were these like weird looking statues that would ask kids like questions about science and geography and shit, and if you answered 6 questions correctly, you defeated the maze and you won like a skateboard or a trip to space camp or something.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly did you want to be on that show when you were little?
Oh, about 9.5 to 10. Mind
All
you,
right,
I was like
here-
4 or 5 when this came on.
Here is a total like linchpin of the universe, I think. J.D. Roth was in the running for the part of Wesley Crusher on Next Generation.
Wow.
How would that have been?
I want to say I don't think people would have hated Wesley Crusher as much if he had been cast.
Yeah, the problem is Will Wheaton.
The problem is Will Wheaton. But then the question becomes: isn't Wesley Crusher supposed to be a hated little dipshit?
Yes.
So then they cast him perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
So then,
But the problem is that only about like 40% of the writers knew that.
fair, yeah. See, I don't know enough about Star Trek to maintain this joke, to be perfectly honest.
Well, it's just, yeah, you start with the idea that Wesley is just supposed to be an annoying kid because that's just the character. But then you have writers who are just like, oh, it's the kid. Well, the people like the kid, right? That's what kids are for, to be liked and be the main character of shit.
Hated? A baby?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's like the mistake is assuming that kids watch TV shows to identify with the kids on the TV shows. Like, no, I want to be.
Oh, hell no.
I want to be
No,
Picard.
never.
Why would I want to be Crusher when I could be Picard?
Yeah.
Who cares? Why would I want to be young Santa Claus when I could be regular old adult Santa Claus?
Yeah. I guess we should talk about this movie, huh?
Yeah, I guess we should. So
Qui-Gon Jinn, nobody can relate to that. Let's put a fucking 7-year-old in here.
yeah. So the original story. I'm just going to start with the original story because, like, in the first couple pages,
Good luck.
it posits that like this story is the story of how Christmas came to be in the middle of winter, because as it puts it, there was the ceremony of leaf shedding and the revelry of budding day, but these periods were far apart and left many weary hours between them. So like right off the bat, like L. Frank Baum is trying to like come up with this amazing fantasy explanation for why Christmas is where it is in the calendar and why we do what we do. And I'm already tired. Because
Yeah, I mean,
I realize this is for children. I'm okay with that. But like to then go into what this goes into and like coming up with ham-fisted explanations for all of the things about Christmas, man.
Yeah, we get into some like really early era pre-Tolkien fantasy stuff that's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, like the very beginning of this short is like it's already like a Tolkien fever dream because you're introduced to the wizard, the Great Ack, who is voiced by Alfred Drake, I think. Yes, the Alfred Drake, who we last saw on Trading Places. But he convenes like the Council of Forest Immortals to petition to let them make Santa Claus immortal because Santa Claus is on the brink of death. That's how you want your Christmas cartoon to begin, with Santa Claus on the brink of death.
What a way to open. I thought about that too.
It's wild. And he even like specifically says like tonight when Santa Claus returns from his final ride, he will be visited by the spirit of death. Jeez,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, just a random thought about, hey, couldn't you have made him immortal when he was still like, I don't know, 40,
Kid.
50?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? But so then, yeah, the story is situated as like Ack, which I can't get over that his name is just Ack. Oh, God.
Kathy is making an appearance.
Oh, I was more thinking, ack. Whether that's Mars Attacks or Dan Aykroyd, I'll let you choose.
I prefer to go with Kathy. Kathy's just appearing in the woods.
Did they ever do a thing where Kathy met the aliens from Monsters Inc.? Did they ever do a thing from... God damn it. Did they ever
do a tie-in with Kathy and Monster Hunter? I don't think so.
Yeah. The Kathy Greatsword DLC.
I think the Bud Light Seltzer's getting to me. Did they ever do a thing where Kathy met the aliens from Mars Attacks? Could she speak their language? Is what I'm asking.
That's good.
I mean, we know she knows the international sign of the donut. Heyo. That was mean, and I apologize. But no, the Council of like Immortals, and they take the time to like name each and every one of them. There's like 10 of them, and
Yeah.
we don't have that kind of time, guys.
Yeah,
It's a 49-minute special.
It probably, if you read more of L. Frank Baum's, what do you want to call it, manifesto,
Yeah.
some of these characters show up again. But without that context, it's just like, I don't care who any of these people are. Like, why didn't you just have the fucking Easter Bunny and all that bullshit like half these other goddamn things do?
Yeah,
Because
sorry.
it's adherence to the thing that nobody really cares about, which is one of the lesser L. Frank Baum books.
Oh my god. We haven't watched that dumb DreamWorks movie about all of the holidays being superheroes.
The Guardians Gahul? No.
No, we haven't.
No, that's the owl one, isn't it?
They're the same movie.
I know, isn't it Legends of Guardians or something
Legend
like
of the Guardians, yes.
Oh my goodness.
The movie
what you need to know is that Jack Frost is fucking Elsa. That's
I was about to go there, damn it.
Fucking sniped. Here, speaking of episode 1, though, Patton Oswalt has this bit talking about how, like, the problem with episode 1 is it's like being like Angelina Jolie. Well, here's a picture of John Voight's balls. Don't you love seeing where everything comes from? It's like, who the fuck gives a shit about Santa's origin story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most beautiful things are best left a mystery.
The problem is it's always just, you have to think up some absolutely asinine explanation for all of these things that has to be different from the last time you did this nonsense. So now it's like, oh, the stockings are hung there to dry, blah, blah, and then like, oh, we put the shit in the tree to remember you. Like, it's just...
See, this is an adult problem. Did either one of you as children's ever wonder for half of a millisecond where Santa came from?
No.
He came from the North Pole.
Yeah, he came from the North Pole to give me sweet gifts.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. End of story. This is purely it's for children, but it's an adult question where Santa comes from.
This is, yeah, like this and every other like origin of Santa thing comes from, it comes from and is made for the children who constantly ask why. And
it's like when we were talking about Conjuring 2, where it's like they have all these fucking movies planned. They're just origin stories for half the goddamn characters in Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say who could care, because I'm pretty sure someone could, but that person is not me.
I mean, yeah, personally, I'm ready for the origin story of the Lord of the Sleep Maze, or the Grand Duke of the Light Elves, or the Protector of the Nooks, whose name I'm pretty sure is just Tom Nook. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, like I'm ready for all that. I don't care. Give me as much banana pants crazy as you got, but also like this is Santa Claus we're talking about here, and we don't have time for that stuff. And the other thing is like also remember Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas was a real guy. He actually existed. Some church somewhere has his bones. And we're concocting this like magical fantasy Tolkien like origin story for him when we could just be telling the real person's origin story.
And the real story is way cooler because it actually happened and is a real example for people to live by.
Yes,
rather
exactly.
Than this weird fantasy story where, spoiler alert, he gets half of his whole situation handed to him by immortals. I don't know, man.
I'm just imagining if the planet is still in, I mean, fewer than like 500 pieces in about 50 years, it's going to be like, we're going to see like Santa origin stories where it's just about a bunch of fucking polar bears drinking Coca-Cola.
And what would be wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing. Bring it on.
I mean, that's like one of those things I'm surprised hasn't happened already. And I think they even tried to do that at some point. And I think Ridley Scott's name was attached to it. Okay, so the whole story here, this whole animated short, is situated around a council meeting where the great Ack is trying to make his pitch for why the immortals should bestow the gift of immortality onto Santa Claus. And apparently they only have the one to give, so once they give it to somebody, that's it for like all humanity and all eternity. So they
consumable real cash item.
Yeah. It's
you can't fudge that token, man.
God.
So this is basically It's a Wonderful Life as well.
Yeah, it's like what all of the other like forest immortals keep asking Ack, like, why do you want to throw away God's greatest gift, which is the orb of immortality that we only have one of? Why would you want to throw it away on this man whose only gift is making toys for children?
It's just like my pile of 99 elixirs. I'm saving it for the final boss.
Exactly. You don't know what's coming down the road because we might need it.
You don't know if an even more saintly person is going to come along that puts Santa Claus to shame.
What, you think Santa Claus is going to go toe-to-toe with the devil?
Yeah, it's like, we're like, well, Jesus is good, but I mean, can we do better?
So, does anybody else want to take it away from here from me?
Oh my goodness!
Like-
All right, fine.
Please,
so
Brad.
Ack begins relaying the story of Santa Claus to the council. So he finds an abandoned mortal child in the woods and gives it to a lion and commands the lion not to eat it and protect it. Then we have a forest nymph, I guess.
The lion is my favorite character in the entire damn thing.
Because it doesn't have any voiced lines.
Yeah, because it's just a cute little stop motion lion that roars.
Also, I realized watching this is the thing that South Park is referencing in that Woodland Critter Christmas episode.
Oh.
Where Stan has to go and kill the mountain lion that
Yeah.
the woodland critters are, want dead so that they can give birth to the Antichrist.
Yeah.
This is what that's referencing, and that blew my mind.
God.
It all comes back around. Can somebody tell me the wood nymph's name? Because I don't remember.
Nacille.
Nacille, right. Nacille decides that what's missing in her life is a child, and so she takes the child in and names him Claus, which means little one in their tongue.
That's like naming a baby.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
what do you expect?
I know.
Immortals are weird. They don't think like us.
I named my car. It's great. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but it is. All right.
Come on,
so
get in car. Let's go. Take a look at Banner, Michael.
I want to name my car now. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't need to apologize. Where was I? Now I lost my train of thought. He gets raised by this wood nymph whose name I already forgot.
Nacille.
But Nacille, and Snarf teaches him, I guess, everything they're supposed to know about being a weird dipshit. And then when he becomes of age, Ack takes him to sort of learn about mortals, and he realizes, oh, humanity is really terrible. They're really terrible to each other. And he says, okay, cool. Now you have to go live with the mortals. All right. Okay. Bye. And basically sends him on his way. And they're walking through a verdant jungle with plenty of resources. And then they come across a desolate, snowy valley. And Claus decides this is where he would like to set up camp. Great.
And did you catch the name of the snowy valley?
Ho ha ho.
The Laughing Valley of Ho ha ho.
Yeah, nice. Good job, everybody. So they set up like a shanty, but lo and behold, 2 minutes later, all of the nymphs and Ack appear with a giant cabin for Claus to live in. Good job.
Congratulations, you made it.
You done did it. You did it yourself. And then he finds an urchin who just happened to collapse in the snow outside of his cabin one night. And he likes making children happy, even though there's no village nearby, we get a montage of him playing with kids. Okay. Anyhow, so he finds a kid, takes him in, and decides to carve a cat for him overnight. A model of a real cat that he has. And the kid loves the cat, tells all his urchin friends about the cat. We have a song. Oh, by the way, there's songs in this movie.
Oh yeah,
there's musical numbers in this movie.
They wrote music for this. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing. All the kids sing about the cat and how they love the toy. Apparently, also Santa invents the concept of toys.
Not just the concept, the word toy.
The word toy, the word doll, what have you.
Ugh.
So this is all going well. He's giving kids gifts. And then we have the Aguas who show up. And the Aguas are evil spirits who want children to do mean things. And I actually really dig the Aguas aesthetic that they give them in this. There's a weird Akira Toriyama Dragon Quest, a lot of spikes, a lot of fur. It's really great, actually. The character design is excellent. Top notch.
The note that I wrote was it's like if Where the Wild Things Are was an anime.
It's this whole thing, by the way, we must mention, is very anime. I mean, this is mid 80s done in Japan.
Right.
So like the musical numbers, like the weird poses everybody strikes, has all of that going on. But the Aguas are great. And they bully Claus and they steal all his toys and tell him to stop making toys. He makes more toys. They steal the toys again. And then Ack, apparently Daddy gets involved and Ack basically demolishes them in a war.
A
So
very
Santa
quick
can
war.
yeah, very quick war.
Yeah, he chases them all off, and then he comes back to Santa. He's like, "You don't worry about them anymore. They're dead."
Yeah. So thanks again, Dad. Thanks again, Forrest Dad. So he has to deliver the toys. He delivers the toys, and then they're like, "But Christmas is in a week." And then they find the toys that all the Aguas stole. He borrows some reindeer from Nook, who has control of all the animals. In the
Nook is a
forest.
crook.
Who sells them to him for $500,000
Doesn't-
each.
Bells. Yeah, a loan for bells. How about that Animal Crossing update, by the way?
Not bad so far. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm very impressed.
Welcome
It's
to
like a
Video
whole new
Game Chat,
lease-
everybody.
Turn my Switch back on.
Whole new lease on the game, really. I'm quite impressed.
I enjoy
Anyhow.
it. However, I must say the roost is quite useless.
I mean, as it always has been.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm probably going to just restart my town at this point. I've heard people describe it as this is like basically the game is out of beta now. And I kind of agree. That's the problem I had with early Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's just like, it's just because features are still getting added so piecemeal. It's just kind of like, it was very easy to run out of shit to do.
Yeah, basically. It adds a whole new, like, kind of loop, even if you've done all of the other stuff, which is kind of nice. But yeah, you're right. That's the nature of modern game releases / development now, as sad as it is. But
And if you're
such as it is.
if you're like me and you haven't 100%ed everything yet, it gives you like a pretty nice little fast track for doing so.
Yeah. There are some nice little the quality of life stuff going on there.
The big problem with Animal Crossing is Animal Crossing likes to basically kink shame you for not playing every day.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What? I haven't seen you in 46 hours. Where have you been?
It's like, god damn Animal Crossing. Most games trying to like FOMO me like this want my money. Like, and no, you already got my money and you're just fine. Like, you don't have to be like this fucking dog who lives next door to me.
Yes, I do. All right.
We're almost there, guys.
Yeah, we're so close. Let's finish.
So yeah, at this point,
He borrows the reindeer. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to take it home?
yeah,
Joe.
I'll take it home. So at this point, Santa has already done his first like round of deliveries where he's doing things like he's figuring out that like, oh, well, if the door is locked, I'll just climb the roof and climb down the chimney and I'll deliver toys like that. And, oh, I'll put the presents in their socks, which are hanging by the mantle so they can dry out for the day. Whatever. That's good. And the reindeer that he gets from Mr. Nook, sure, great. I don't think he actually names them, but he doesn't need to because everybody know the names. Ack finally finishes his story about how cool Santa Claus is and all the stuff that he's been doing. Apparently, he's been doing this for 50 years, and now he looks like Chris Christopherson, and he's about to die. But now the spirit of death hovers over him. So Santa and all of his friends, Tingler and the lion, whose name I forget, and the cat, decorate a Christmas tree so that they can remember Claus after he dies. So then in the world of this short, the reason we decorate Christmas trees is because Santa died and we have to honor his memory. Oh, God, I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired of this. Why do we have to explain everything like this? Am I just talking to an empty void now?
Yes.
Is this what my life has become? Like
Yes.
I'm the crotchety old man yelling at the clouds, even though the clouds in this case are just the internet. Oh God, I'm so tired.
That's
of
the
old-
cloud. The cloud is the internet.
Old man yells at internet cloud. But so yeah, everybody's like, yeah, okay, of course, Santa Claus is a great guy, and we'll give him the Mantle of Immortality, and they just like hand it to him while he's sleeping, And like as this mantle, as the immortality seeps into him, like in his sleep, he just kind of goes, "Oh, Merry Christmas." And my first thought was, like, "Oh, it's like Frosty putting on the hat and saying Happy Birthday." It's just a reflex. And Santa Claus is immortal, and hooray! And he lives in the hearts of children forever, and we never have to talk about the Great Ack ever again.
Mazel tov!
Hooray! We did it, everybody. That's
Good card.
Listen, the life and adventures of Santa Claus is a trip.
It's really only one adventure if you think about it.
Yeah.
I was promised multiple adventures and I only got one adventure.
This always happens to you, Brett. Wait, just wait until Christmas Chronicles 3 comes out.
God, if the degradation from 1 to 2 is anything to go by, it's not going to be a good time.
Oh, jeez.
Netflix, if you're listening, I sincerely would rather you make another Talking Dog American Idol Christmas movie than another Kurt Russell is Santa What Fucks movie, because at the very least, the Talking Dogs is like a little more entertaining.
Christmas Chronicles 3 should just be like Santa Claus should just be Snake Plissken. He's trying to get out of being Santa Claus. Call it Escape from the North Pole. Make it, that, and be done with it. That's all we want to see. And if Snake Plissken happens to sing another Elvis song, so be it.
Christmas Chronicles 3 should be a prison break movie.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Santa what does the sex, loses his magic, and gets stuck in a prison somewhere. Choose a country. What's a good country to have a prison break in?
Kyrgyzstan.
Zanzibar land.
What? One at a time, please. Kyrgyzstan is pretty good.
Zanzibar land.
I don't think that's a real place.
Oh, I decided on a different snake.
Let's. I was gonna say Southeast Asia, but that is gonna be problematic.
Look, basically,
probably.
what if I'm saying is, what if Christmas Chronicles was also just Metal Gear Solid? That's what I'm asking here.
Exactly. Yes. Now we're getting somewhere. Because the best thing about Christmas Chronicles is Santa, right?
100%.
Forget the kids. Forget the weird CGI elves. Nobody likes them. Get rid of all of that. It's just Santa hanging out with some convicts and doing a prison break for like most of the movie. How good would that be?
It would be rad as hell.
And you can make it kid-friendly. Make it a kid-friendly prison. It'd still be really good.
Okay, here's the question, though. What did Santa do to get put in this prison?
Well, I mean, I think what it is going to have to be is, like, he gets shot down over, like, sort of an area of conflict.
Like a no-fly zone?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then gets taken prisoner, and that's why...
That's better. Yeah, I was going to suggest he got arrested picking up an undercover cop.
Yeah, like a military junta picks him up, and he doesn't have any documents on him, so he gets put into a prison and has to do a sweet prison break, and maybe make some friendships along the way, some bromances along the way.
And he can play Run Run Rudolph with a special guest guitarist Bruce Springsteen. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh,
See? Man. Netflix should hire us.
See, we just Santa's workshopped a movie that doesn't even exist yet.
And it's going to be better than Christmas Chronicle 3. I can assure you of that. Also, Netflix, if you're listening, I know you think it's cool that you're going to make a live-action One Piece. One Piece isn't even done yet. What are you doing? Don't make a live-action One Piece. It's weird.
Aren't there like 1,000 episodes of that, too?
More than that.
Oh, God.
Just to give you some context, when I was in high school, I really liked One Piece. And I was watching and reading One Piece. And I said to myself, they're not going to finish this before I have a child. And I was right.
Oh, man. Oh,
I am
boy.
100% right.
The last thing I'll say about Christmas Chronicles 3 is, remember with part 2 and part 3, it has to feature some member of the Fast and Furious family. So I'm suggesting that Ludacris be the essential sidekick in Christmas Chronicles 3.
And then they can call it Ludachristmas.
Bang, boom, done. 100%.
Just like in 30 Rock.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it.
I actually had this, yeah. So Santa did the thing in the movie that we're actually talking about, right?
Yeah, he
So
did the
yeah,
thing
so
in
it's
the
like
gun.
it's like Christmas Chronicles 3 Cookie Eater. And then
Is that what we're calling it now?
yeah, imagine Kurt Russell singing Snake Eater.
Oh, so good.
All right, guys. So clearly we're done talking about the life and adventures of Santa Claus. So I think it's time to take it to the crankometer. Any objections?
No.
All right, let's do it. If you're just joining us, the crankometer is our patented XY axis for rating Christmas movies. The X axis is the Christmas quotient, how Christmassy the film is, and then the Y axis is the quality quotient, how good the film is. So, gentle friends, X axis, life and adventures of Santa Claus. How Christmassy is this?
I mean, it's pretty Christmassy. It's about Santa Claus.
I think they were scraping the bottom of the barrel of trying to find out what things Christmassy they could adapt. They being Rankin Bass.
I mean, they get kind of lost into the weeds with all the high fantasy stuff for like half of the movie.
Yeah, like I'm willing to give them at least 1 point just for doing the assignment, but they really they double spaced their sentences and they used a slightly larger font and they're just trying to get to the end of the assignment.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is
2 3D batteries, cramming 3D batteries.
Hustle and bustle. I think part of the problem is that you have L. Frank Baum, who was more interested when he wrote this of tying Santa into his nonsense. That was, from what I can tell, was Baum's purpose. And you have here where they're interested in just it because it has Santa in it. That's why Rankin Bass adapted it. Because it was a thing that existed that had Santa in it.
A 2?
Brad wants to do a 2. Jonathan, how about what do you think?
1 or 2 would be fine with me. I mean, it's Santa-y. I mean, most of my complaints are going to be on the quality side of things. So.
I mean, it gets the spirit of Santa Claus correct. I'll say that much.
Did we say, I think for the uninitiated, that the scale runs from -5 to 5?
Yeah, that's correct. So, I mean, yeah, I guess a 2 is fine because our beef is more with the quality of it, and for my part, the ramshackle quality of it is kind of the charm. So I don't know how to necessarily quantify that.
Yes,
like I'm giving them credit for coming up with the design for all these strange creatures and stuff. But at the service of this kind of story, I don't know how much of any of it worked. So I'm very conflicted here.
All right, should we go to the quality quotient then?
We're there. We're there.
Oh, we're there.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh my
Tingler
gosh.
actively pissed me off every single time he talked. Is part of the problem.
I see, guys. Tingler was terrible. I hated every second that he was on screen.
And Tingler was an original creation by Rankin Bass. He is not from the original story.
Oh, and that makes it a lot worse. I was about to give this a 1. Now I'm about to give it a 0. Now that I know that Tingler is an OG Rankin Bass.
Yeah, because Tingler is basically a guy going, "I am looking for a bento box." That's Japanese for box.
A cute kawaii pinku bento.
Because everything he says is he'll say a word and then say it in like 6 different languages.
It's
half of them
really
just
bad.
half of them just Police Academy bird noises.
Well, see that also, like him being a Rankin Bass creation, that lends it more credence to the idea that he may or may not have actually inspired Tingle.
See, on the whole, I kind of dug how weird it was, and how like janky it was. I think there's some charm to that.
Yeah, and I'm with you there, but I think something
like
gets
how
lost.
Out of
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
Something gets lost in the translation, I think, is what I'm getting at. And like, sure,
it gets a little too in the weeds, I think.
Yeah, I'll say this: it made me go and start to read the actual book that this is based on. So, I mean, hell, Dune didn't even do that for me. So I'm gonna give it a leg up on Dune.
I mean, conversely, I'll say when you start out just introducing me to all these characters that I'm not sure if I'm supposed to give a shit about who they are. It's you just give me some homework of names to ostensibly remember. We're already starting off on a bad foot, and then from there, it just constantly failed to really like
engage you.
Do anything to really engage me. Basically, it's just like I spent most of the time basically like, what the fuck am I even watching?
I think I think maybe, well, this is partially probably Baum's fault, but I feel like a lot of, I mean, there's no tension in this movie whatsoever.
Oh, no,
right?
no.
But there's so much like Deus Ex Machina going on here. Like every single one of Claus's potential problems are solved by the fact that he was discovered by an immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically all of the conflicts are pretty much just like, how long is it going to be until Ack gets annoyed and fixes it?
Yeah. And that's
Well,
not really great storytelling.
yeah. Well, guys, if we want to learn more about the story, there is another version of this film out there.
Ooh.
It was a 2000 American direct-to-video animated fantasy film created by Mike Young Productions and released by Universal Studios Home Entertainment. It's
as you said that phrase, as you went through that entire 15-word phrase, my face contorted more and more with every single word you said.
the life and color just drained from Brett's face.
Oh my goodness.
The cover of this very much looks like the kind of film you would have bought at the dollar store when the dollar store still sold DVDs.
Oh my goodness.
So
I think we may have to do this in the new year.
Oh no, what have I done?
I mean, okay, let's see. You at least have Carlos Alazraqui. Like, they actually got like voice actors to do voices in here, so there's that. I mean, honestly, this just looks like a way to pad out the triple threat list. This 2000 version. Not that I'm opposed to that, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, because you got Jim Cummins, Hal Holbrook, Carlos Alazraqui, Maurice LaMarche, Kath Soucie, Mary Kay Bergman. I mean, it's a stacked, cast list here. So maybe we have to talk about that one at some point. We'll put that on the back burner.
I think we're gonna have to do this one at some point.
Okay, but first of all, let's close out the Rankin Bass special. So the Crinkometer, I think we're landing on a +2, +1 here. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that amenable to everybody?
I think that's okay. I'm okay with that. Maybe a 0 for on quality. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm from the camp of being negative quality, but I'm where we're doing an average, so I'm not going to complain too much if it gets dragged higher than that.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine giving it a +2 0. I don't.
Yeah.
This is tough, guys.
The problem is you can get this Rankin Bass like janky charm from other places that at least make a fucking bit of sense.
But the Aguas look sweet as hell.
They do. They really do. Like the design is.
But Snarf is one of the fucking main characters.
That's true. 0.
Right,
0.
I was gonna say the design is not on trial here, but well, that cat's out of the bag. But I was gonna say, the last Rankin Bass thing we covered, the stop motion Rankin Bass thing we covered was the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, and we gave that a +1, -2. So this is more Christmassy than that, but I guess it's also better than that.
All right. Anyhow, 2-0.
I'm 2-0. I'm good with it.
I'm fine with it.
Christmas quotient's a 2. Quality quotient, it is a value neutral 0. Everybody, so
book 'em, Booker.
Mark that down on the list, and we will keep on trucking here into the holiday season. And so next time on the show, our regularly scheduled Shane Black Friday has unfortunately been canceled because we've run through every possible Shane Black thing that exists.
Oh my god, the last Boy Scout was such a reach. Are you kidding me? It was so bad.
I keep saying we should do The Predator, even though I know good and well that's a Halloween movie, but it's just not going to happen. So next time on the show, we are inventing a whole new stupid gimmick for our Thanksgiving episode, and we're going to be celebrating T-Hanksgiving, and we'll be discussing the Polar Express. You have my word.
If you've listened this far, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If this is your first time and somehow you liked what you listened to, I had a question for you two. What are some episodes that you'd like to recommend to first-time listeners?
Now, that's a good question.
While you guys think of it, I have a couple.
Okay, go for it.
Like. So, I'd like to recommend our episode on Christmas Evil, which is number 106.
That's a good one.
I think our episode on Tokyo Godfathers, number 84, is one of my personal favorites. The Silent Partner, number 113, is very good. And if you want to listen to us kind of crack on a quote-unquote real Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way, episode number 66, is one of my all-time favorites as well.
I'm going to have to stump for our episode on Shazam, episode 87. Kind of an unconventional Christmas movie, but it absolutely leans into it, and I think we make a pretty good case for it. Also our episode on Jaws the Revenge, episode 85.
Ooh, that is a fun one.
That's a fun one, and we actually do a little bit of social studies involved in that episode, which is fun. Good stuff. J-Man, do you have any you want to recommend?
Here's the thing. Both of you are like recommending episodes with like good movies or interesting movies. Like, fuck that. Watch all the ones where we talked about the dog fart movies.
Yeah, all of the Santa Buddy episodes are very good, and whatever. If it has like a dog with a mo-capped mouth, please do watch. Do listen to that.
Please go all the way back to the beginning of the show and listen to episode number 7 on Bone Alone.
Bone Alone.
That set the standard for everything that followed.
Yeah, our Grinch 2000 episode is also pretty fun, I think.
But no, John's definitely right. The weirder, the better, usually on this show. If you see a Christmas movie in our back catalog that you don't recognize, maybe check it out. Check our episode out on it, because we like to dig deep on this show.
That's what we specialize in. Santa with muscles?
Santa with muscles made me want to not be alive anymore.
I know, same. If you want to hear us face sort of an existential dread that absolutely nothing matters, please go listen to Santa with Muscles. Like, that's one of our lowest lows, I think.
Final recommendation I'll give. We've only ever covered one adaptation of A Christmas Carol, but I think we picked the absolute worst one that's ever been produced. It's episode 83. It's Bah Humbug, A Looney Tunes Christmas.
Oh my god, that was so bad. And
we really run it through the ringer. So there you go. Plenty of episodes to check out. We will leave I can't say we'll leave a link in our show notes, because we'll put our list of episodes,
Just check the RSS feed.
Okay, Here's what you do. So get a pen and paper. I'll wait. All right. Are you ready? Okay. So it's W. So there's 3 W's.
So wait, 6 U's?
Yes.
Okay.
It's yeah. Then it's the witch is what it's called. Even though it looks like it's the Vavitch, it's the witch.
The witch.com.
Yes. .com.
I don't have any more jokes, everybody. This is the end of the show, and I'm all out of Bud Light Seltzer, and I'm ready to go do something else. So hey, if you have questions or comments or anything you want to send our way, you can tweet at us at Christmas Creeps on Twitter. You can yell at us on Facebook. We do have a Facebook. We don't really use it, but we do have one. You can email us anything you'd like at xmascreeps@gmail.com. You go listen to us and subscribe and leave comments and ratings. We're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, Stitcher, all the sites, YouTube even. We're still on YouTube for some reason. Let people know how we're doing so that we can get those numbers up, because we're in the Christmas season now, and it's only going to go up from here.
I want to butt in and say you can join the Discord server as well. Joe can probably put a link to there. Don't give Discord any money, though.
Yeah.
Definitely cancel all your Nitro if you have that, because
NFTs
the only thing
dumb and the worst.
And the only way Discord shareholders or whoever the fuck is going to listen is if they stop having money.
That's absolutely true. But yeah, we'll put a link to our Discord in the show notes, so you can come and join us and join the conversation. But yeah, that's going to do it for Christmas Creeps. So I'm Joseph Wade.
I'm Bradford.
I'm 25, the human robot.
I'm so tired, you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.